YouTube, it's Rico, man. I'm back with another video. Y'all see what we got going on. We got how Chief Keef became a national fugitive. So with all of that being said, y'all know what time it is, man. If you're brand new to the channel or you been, excuse me real quick. But back to what I was saying. If you're brand new to the channel or you've been watching videos on the channel, I got a sneeze that want to come out, man. Messing up the whole intro. Alright, for real, back to what I was saying. Brand new to the channel or you've been watching videos on the channel, but for some reason not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button right now. We're on the ground to 5K. Currently, we at 1.2K, so y'all already know what time it is, man. If you're brand new, definitely hit that subscribe button. Or if you've been watching videos but not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to leave a like and comment on the video as well to help this video get recommended to a larger audience of people and hopefully bring in new supporters to the channel that will also help us get to 5K. But other than that, don't forget to also tell your friends and family, just because if you enjoy this type of content, they might enjoy this type of content too and become supporters of the channel. But other than that, we're going to go ahead and start the screen record. And now we're going to start this video.
This video has been brought to you by Oodalon, a booking platform for creators, models, influencers, photographers, and more. If you need models for your next music video, check it out. Or if you want your song featured on 3 Reasons He Can't Go Back to Chicago, per my description, gets one completely free of charge. In part 1, I focused on the street reasons he can't go back to Chicago. I talked about the beef between the old Blackians and Chief Keef, but in this part, I'm gonna focus on the legal reasons why he can't go. So for everyone on my nuts from part 1 saying he can't go back because of warrants, the mayor banned him, that's literally...
I ain't gonna lie, I did see a lot of that, and I was thinking that too. I was like, it ain't really because of the stuff he got going on with his hood and stuff. He can't go to Chicago, period, just because of the simple fact. As soon as he stepped foot in there, they already got the order to really go ahead and arrest him wherever they see him at. It don't even matter if he's just chilling, ain't doing nothing illegally. As soon as they see him, they just definitely want to lock him up because he got a lot of stuff going on. I believe some of them got to also do with child support from one of his baby mamas from Chicago from back when he, I think, first had KK. I can't remember for sure which baby mama, but I know it's one of those baby mamas from when he was still staying in Chicago and they want child support still from him. And then on top of that, the other little legal shit he might got going on too. I can't remember for sure, but we gonna find out obviously in this video.
What I said part 2 is for, bro, relax. In this video, we better break down what the mayor got against Chief Sosa and what fueled his decision to add Chief Keef to the National Fugitive Database. And to do this, I gotta give y'all the full picture. We gotta talk about the criminal history of Chief Keef. His first arrest came when he was only 15 in January 2011. Even though the details on this are scarce, we know he got busted on a Class X.
And it's crazy. Who would have thought a year later, a 15-year-old turning 16 would come out with one of the most iconic drill rap songs in history? Like, who would have ever thought that he would have did something literally a year later? So that's just crazy, man. You get, like I said, man, success can come from all types of people. It don't matter if you coming from the streets, from a lot of jail time, etc., etc. As long as you come out and do something that's really worth doing, then that might pay off, and possibly, you never know, might end up making you rich in the situation. So, hey, you gotta take your chances, man. Follow your dreams no matter what. Because even if you got a background of going to jail and stuff, you can still come out being a rich person in the world. Simple.
Felony for manufacturing and delivering heroin, which he managed to only get sentenced to house arrest for. But it took under a year before Chief Keef caught another case, this time in December of 2011, where we got the infamous story of Chief Keef aiming his gun at a police officer. It was a lot of rumors and fake news surrounding this whole thing, so let me tell y'all what actually happened. Chief Keef was coming out of his apartment building when police saw him and suspected he had something on him. So they was trying to ask him some questions. And as they approached him, Chief Keef dropped his jacket, which was covering a gun, and accidentally revealed it to police. Then Sosa took off running, with the police chasing right behind him. This is where the police claimed that Chief Keef pointed a loaded pistol in their direction, and they responded by opening fire, luckily missing, before they eventually caught up with him and tackled him. But for everyone watching, let's take a guess on how much time Chief Keef did for this. Keep in mind, he was already on house arrest for a felony, and he just committed 4 more felonies. Y'all got your answer? Sorry, the correct answer was absolutely none. Damn, Chief Keef taking dub after dub. Aimed a loaded gun at police, didn't get shot, and committed 5 felonies with no jail time. BLM up too, but he skated away from jail time on both charges because he was so young when they happened. So they decided to keep him on house arrest for his first charge, and for his second one they gave him 18 months probation, which forbid Chief Keef from having any firearms, illegal drugs, or associating with gang members. But these incidents were all before his fame, back when he was just Keith Cozart. Chief Keef's first problems with police came when CPD announced that they were investigating to see if it was linked to Lil Jojo's death. This came after Lil Jojo released a song.
I remember that. That was crazy, yeah. I believe Lil Jojo's mom even said that she believed he had something to do with it. She also said, too, she didn't feel like he really did it. Or maybe it was his brother, because I know his brother was on the show with her, too. I forgot what kind of show it was, but they were pretty much speaking on what happened to Lil Jojo and who they felt was involved. But I believe they said, the brother said he don't believe Chief Keef did it himself, but he believe he had something to do with it. But I may be wrong though. But and by when I say his brother, I'm talking about Swag De Niro. He was related to Lil Jojo and stuff, so that was his brother. For y'all that don't know about that, but definitely go check out Lil Jojo music and basically the startup of the GDK stuff going on. With the BDK stuff going on, I said GDK, BDK stuff going on and stuff, and what made them known to be rivals against Chief Keef and them, because Lil Durk, Chief Keef made hella songs dissing them and stuff. Man, when Lil Jojo was still alive, he was putting out a diss of his own, and they was getting numbers, as you see right here, man. 11 million on BDK, 300K, that went crazy. So he definitely got some bangers, man, and he definitely would have been a top artist out of Chicago had he lived. So y'all definitely go check out his music and stuff and the history of the drill movement in Chicago, because there's a lot of history behind all of this stuff and it's crazy. But other than that, we're gonna continue on.
Called PDK, dissing Chief Keef and other black disciples, and was assassinated a few months later, which Chief Keef reacted to by mocking him on Twitter and tweeting out #RichNiggaShit. CPD saw this and announced Chief Keef as a suspect, and Lil Jojo's mom even came out saying she thought Chief Keef had something to do with it.
Yep, and it's crazy. Shoot, he already really is going to show you what I was just talking about pretty much, to explain it more simpler.
Who do you think is responsible for your son's death?
Chief Keef.
You believe he himself pulled the trigger?
I don't believe himself pulled the trigger. I believe he paid somebody to do it.
What? Pay someone to do it? Now, I couldn't be Chief Keef.
And yeah, that's what I was basically saying, that they felt like he had something to do with it, but he didn't actually pull the trigger or whatever. So it's crazy, man. There's a lot of history behind that, but y'all definitely got to go check out the music videos and other videos too that really go into full detail what happened between the BDs and GDs in Chicago and stuff, and all the known rappers. Y'all really pretty much already do know the rappers, but the backgrounds before the fame and stuff. So definitely go check those videos out.
Do it. Now, I couldn't be Chief Keef. Like, he didn't literally tweet #RichNiggaShit after his death. But we never really heard about this case after this. We did keep hearing about his other cases though. And about 3 months later, we seen Chief Keef get in trouble again. He was still on probation for aiming the blammy pack at a police officer. And this is right after he dropped Love, Sosa, and I Don't Like. He was at the height of his fame. And Pitchfork had a new series they wanted Chief Keef to be a part of, where they get rappers to freestyle at random locations. And with Chicago being the national murder capital, Chief Keef being investigated for his connection to a murder, and him literally being on probation, they thought it would be a good idea for him to freestyle at a gun range. Pitchfork quickly took down the interview, realizing it was a dumb idea, but it was too late. The court already knew about it, and the judge forced them to turn over the unedited video, where they clearly seen Chief Keef holding and firing a gun.
Yeah, dang, that shit be crazy, man. Sometimes some business opportunities you're going to have to pass on, especially if it's got something that involves you being a fugitive and you can't be around certain things like firearms and stuff. So I know he definitely was looking at it in a positive mindset of, I'm going to go do this business opportunity, get my bread, whatever, get more exposure and stuff like that. But at the same time, because of what he got going on and stuff, it wasn't the best opportunity to really try to take. So that's just crazy, though.
And gave him 2 months behind bars for this probation violation. But after he got out in March 2013, it looked like he might finally stop getting locked up. So many things were going good in his life. We seen him in Paris with Kanye West. He was on the XXL freshman list, and he just signed a $6 million deal. But it only took 2 months before Keef went back in on a whole lot of charges. You know how usually when people are driving without a license, they try to be low-key about it and follow the rules so they don't get pulled over? Well, not Chief Keef, because he's zoomed past the cop car doing double the speed limit, going 110 in a 55, before the cop eventually pulled him over.
Well, thanks for the number, the 110? Yeah. That's you, okay? That's how fast you're going, 110. Oh, that's a fast car, that's why I bought it.
And that's just still funny. The fact that he told 12, I drive in a fast car. I like a fast car. That's why I bought it, or whatever he just said. But that shit was still funny to this day when that happened, because a lot of people looking at that shit as he was just being funny and shit, but he was being real at the same time, because that's real pretty much. It's like, why would you buy a fast car if you can't go fast in it? Like that. Like, I feel like people should be able to go somewhere and do this stuff legally, but at the same time, you already know you're going to be tempted on regular street ways to go fast because you got a fast car and show off and all that stuff. So it's kind of 50-50 of a love and hate type of thing with a fast car. It don't matter what kind of fast car you got, as long as that mug go fast, like say go 0 to 60 or 80 and literally 2 seconds or less and stuff, then yeah, you're gonna be tempted to do that a lot. So I feel like, yeah, people gotta find a way to do this more legally, but either way, it's gonna be tempting on regular street ways. It is what it is though. But if you get a fast car, just pay attention to your surroundings and stuff like that. But let's get back to the video.
When he did 60 days in jail for the pitchfork thing, he got off probation. But with this incident, they put him back on papers and forced him to undergo random drug tests. And as soon as the judge finished giving Chief Keef his sentence, another set of police were waiting to arrest him minutes after he got out, hitting him with a trespassing charge for being on O Block just a few weeks before, when Boss Top and Lil Durk were filming their 30 Choppers music video that I talked about in part 1, which was the last time he seen him on O Block. A security guard saw him there and called the police because he don't live there no more. Chief Keef later added that the police said he can't go back there, and every time he does, they're gonna...
And it's crazy that they really giving him a trespass charge from somewhere where he grew up from, and obviously still got people he know that live there. So it's just crazy that they really want to get him off the streets so bad in Chicago right now, for sure. And because of the fact that his music had a lot of reason of why crime and murder rates was so high in Chicago and the hoods. So it's a lot of stuff behind that. Like I said, y'all definitely just gotta go watch the videos on all of this stuff, man. It's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that happened and for why they really want him locked up. But yeah, I remember this shit though. Yeah, he had to tell him pretty much too, if I get caught outside, they gonna arrest me right then and there just for even just chilling and talking to somebody. So yeah, it's crazy. They really wanted him off the streets.
Arrest him like he did right here for trespassing. But after they hit him with the trespassing charge, they finally let him go. And it didn't take but 3 months before he got locked up again. The term in his probation was he had to stay off drugs. But in October 2013, he got arrested after a random drug test came back positive for weed. The judge wasn't playing and sent Chief Keef to a 90-day rehab, which was supposed to help him get clean. And when Chief Keef got out in late February, he was a completely changed man. Now I'm just playing with you. Keef was back on his BS immediately. He dropped a song called F Rehab, posted a pic of him smoking only a week after he got out, and got arrested on a DUI. His car got stopped because he had expired tags. And when the
And it's crazy that they even have rehab for weed. It's like, y'all already know what I'm finna say pretty much, so I ain't even gonna really say too much about it. But at the end of the day, now y'all see weed legalized everywhere. Weed is legalized out here, Illinois. It's a lot of places that pretty much legalize weed and stuff, because it really ain't no bad thing to really say about it. The only thing it make you do is get hungry, sleepy, be funny as hell, or shit, in other words, be tweaking. So it is what it is. But at the end of the day, weed ain't really a drug to be worried about, to be honest. So we gonna see though how this all politic and companies and jobs as a whole, because we already seen the NFL, even the NBA. Was it the NFL? I know hockey. I think hockey and baseball. It's a lot of professional sports. I can't remember exactly which ones, but I know NBA was one of them, and I believe hockey and baseball is one of them as well. And I can't remember NFL, but I think I did see NFL also say that they're not doing drug tests for weed, marijuana, etc., etc. So we gonna see how long this all politics and getting a job and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, now that weed is legalized in majority of all the states out here, I feel like jobs ain't gonna really be checking for that stuff no more anyways.
Officer came up to the car, he smelled weed, so he gave Chief Keef a sobriety test, which he failed, and Chief Keef just admitted to smoking. He even posted his mugshot on Instagram, where he flexed that he was high. So it was obvious Chief Keef was gonna get locked up. When he got out of rehab the week before, the judge literally said, "If I see you again, you're gonna be singing your praises in jail." This was the third drug test he failed, so we can only imagine how much time he was gonna get for this. Not only did he catch a DUI, but he also got charged for driving without proof of insurance and driving intoxicated with a suspended license. But when Chief Keef stood in front of a judge, he pled not guilty for this case, even though he literally admitted to being high on Instagram. But after this, he got let out on bail and never returned to Chicago or the state of Illinois again. Sosa was not trying to figure out what he would get for his thorough probation violation. And after he ditched court, they put out a warrant for his arrest, meaning whenever he steps foot in Illinois, he's gonna get arrested on sight. But while Chief Keef was on the run, he caught another case. His baby mama took him to court because he owed over $10K in child support. Now, of course, Chief Keef didn't show up because there was no way he was gonna go back to Chicago. He was already on Instagram flexing his brand new LA mansion. So when Chief Keef didn't show up to court, the judge issued a second warrant for his arrest. And Keef responded to these two warrants by dropping a song dissing the judge. He really just said that in the song while he had a pending case. But after a few months of trying to get him to come back to Chicago, the sheriff comes out saying that Chief Keef has a flagrant disregard for the justice system and puts Chief Keef's name in the National Fugitive Database.
It's the simple fact that he already know if he go back, they gonna be trying to smack him with all type of time. It's like pretty much damn near to the point you probably don't even believe he gonna ever get out of jail if he was to go back. So I feel like it's a 50-50 thing. Like, yeah, he said he being disrespectful to the law and stuff, but at the same time, he's a rapper making music. So this is just giving him more stuff to rap about and make money off of for his career. So it is what it is. But at the same time, shit, you can't really believe a man that's wanted for crimes that don't involve murder and stuff is gonna really try to come back and go do time for that stuff. Because at the end of the day, the charges he got, ain't nobody trying to do all that type of time. It's just that simple, man. But it is what it is, though. They gonna feel how they feel about it. But at the end of the day, they just really want to lock him up, and that's it.
Basically meaning when Chief Keef gets arrested anywhere in the U.S. and they run his name in the system, they'll see his outstanding warrants and have to notify Illinois that he's there. Usually the only time you get put in his database is if you commit treason or a violent felony. But the sheriff says they put Chief Keef there because of the resources that he has and his flagrant disregard for the justice system. But a lot of y'all might be wondering why Chief Keef hasn't gotten extradited yet. He's had tons of arrests in other states.
Yeah, that's a crazy thing, man. But at the end of the day, I believe the reason why he don't get indicted back to Chicago is because of the simple fact some states, a lot of the times, don't indict people back to another state that they got a warrant in unless it involves a serious crime like murder or conspiracy to murder or attempted murder, stuff like that, I believe. But if I'm wrong, y'all comment down below, but I'm pretty sure he's going to explain it.
Bigger boats call for tougher trucks. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
Why ain't they shipping back? Well, the sheriff making him a fugitive seems like more of a symbolic move than anything. They aren't really gonna waste all that money and resources to lock Chief Keef up for a misdemeanor. Like, let's actually compare Chief Keef to a rapper that did get extradited, Tay-K. Chief Keef did the race like him, but only had 3 misdemeanors, while Tay-K committed 4 violent felonies, including a murder. If that's where the bar is, it's no way they're gonna extradite Chief Keef. Alright, now that we broke down all those charges, let's talk about what happened between Chief Keef and the mayor specifically. First of all, just know that the mayor, the police department, and basically any type of authority in Chicago does not like Chief Keef. They feel like he helped Shy Right get the reputation that it has now. When he raps about his background, just everything about him embodies what they hate. And they made him the face for violence in Chicago. They say he was the reason for the rise in gang violence. And according to his management, the CPD has a task force of several officers assigned to strictly investigate Chief Keef's GBE label and its affiliates. When Chief Keef dropped his Finally Rich album, the police went out in the city tearing down posters for it. They gave anyone who hung a poster a citation. And their reasoning for this was because Chief Keef was being hailed as a hero. And they called the posters a smack in the face to officers in the area. And according to Chief Keef, the police were...
The way I feel about that is, I wouldn't even say they look at him as a hero. It's just the fact that he's rapping about a lot of the stuff a lot of they ass go through out there at a young age, no matter how old you is at the end of the day. But it's pretty much he's just relatable. So it's like a lot of people see what he's doing and they like it because they see that he's able to overcome the stuff he went through and make all this money and stuff and take care of the people around him that he really mess with and love to death, pretty much at the end of the day, just like everybody else would say about a family member, a friend, etc., etc. But they see what he doing and stuff, and he just making a positive out of the negatives that he did in his lifetime. So it is what it is, though. But I understand they want to lock him up and stuff, but at the end of the day, ain't nobody just willingly, like I said, gonna want to turn themselves in unless it's something that they really have to do. But don't stuff like that, is it really worth going to turn yourself in, especially somewhere that they really just want to lock you up and possibly might just give you all type of crazy ass time? Y'all comment down below what y'all would do in his situation. I'll be doing the same thing. Shoot, I'll be staying away from the city I'm known in and not go back. It's just that simple. Why go to jail?
Literally not allowing to perform in Chicago. They even canceled this Put the Guns Down concert. Alright, now that I gave y'all all that background, let's actually break down the situation. It started in July 2015 when Keef's good man GB Capo was visiting Chicago and got shot in the back of the head in broad daylight. The gunman proceeded to flee the crime scene, got in a high-speed chase with police, and ran into a 13-month-old baby before they were apprehended. After the situation...
And that stuff still blew me. It's like, one thing is y'all kill somebody in broad daylight, but another thing is y'all literally, while trying to get away from 12, ran over an innocent, a very, very innocent person, a baby. And now that family got to deal with that trauma probably for the rest of their lifetime. It's not even something they was involved in. It was just, they just happened to be somewhere at the wrong time type thing. So it's just crazy that happened and stuff like that. But nowadays, people really don't care. It is what it is. But that's just really how it is, though. So I gotta say, man, if you got kids, man, just definitely keep them out the way. Because they really don't have nothing to do with anything going on. And like I said, the family, they weren't even involved in the situation. They just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time when these people was trying to get away from 12 after they already committed a murder at the end of the day. So it's crazy.
Situation went down, Chief Keef decided to have a virtual concert in Chicago to raise money for the family of that 1-year-old child. He wouldn't actually be there because of warrants. It would be a hologram of Chief Keef performing while he's in LA controlling it. They decided to have a free concert with $50 donations heavily encouraged, and with the concert being live streamed worldwide. The show was set and ready to go, but a few days before it happened, the mayor put pressure on the venue to cancel Chief Keef's Stop the Violence concert, saying Chief Keef was an unacceptable role model who promotes violence. Keef knew there was no way they were going to let him have that concert in Chicago or anywhere in the state of Illinois. So him and his team decided to reschedule it for 2 weeks later in a whole nother state, Indiana. They made the venue a secret and even had Chief Keef tweet out the wrong address to get the police off their backs. Chief Keef's management even claims that the mayor's team called the guy producing the show and told him, "Tell us where it is now or we're gonna make your life incredibly difficult." But they didn't find out, and Chief Keef thought he finessed the entire system. He couldn't have a show in Chicago, so they moved one state over to Indiana, thinking everything is good. They can't stop me in a whole nother state. And Chief Keef performed for a grand total of 3 minutes. He started off the show with "I Don't Like," had a message asking fans to stop the violence, then boom, the police pulled the plug on the entire event.
I would have been blue as hell. It's like, man, I'm getting ready to see one of my favorite artists, even though that it's not in person, but a hologram of him performing and shit. And here y'all is cutting shit off and stuff. Like, man, really? Like, is it that serious? Like, the man even gave a statement saying stop the violence and stuff. At the end of the day, I feel like people in charge of their own moves and stuff. I don't really think necessarily that other people have control of that, but in some situations maybe. But it's something like him in his situation, he really don't have no control over how motherfuckers do things. It's like based off of them. If they feel like they gotta go commit a crime, then they gonna go commit a crime. It's just that simple. But we already know 12 gonna blame somebody. Somebody gotta be blamed for it though. So it is what it is.
Literally.
Stop the violence, stop the killing, stop the nonsense. Let the kids grow up. Now, Chicago, you ready for a show? Let's go.
They turned off power for the entire venue, so Chief Keef's hologram disappeared. 20 cops and bulldozers raided the event, forcing everyone to leave. All because the mayor who shut down Chief Keef's show in Chicago called in some favors in Indiana and had them shut down the whole thing. Chief Keef was public enemy number 1. Before this, when the mayor canceled Chief Keef's other concert, he didn't say anything. But this time he came out swinging. He did an interview with Billboard where he said, and I quote, "If you ask me, the mayor with a sandpaper dick, say it like that." What? But Chief Keef also said that he was going to run for mayor of Chicago. And the billionaire who was backing him in this whole hologram show came out saying that the mayor of Chicago was trying to squash the voices of inner city kids. And even got someone to streak in front of the mayor for $250,000. But with the hologram concert cancellation and them literally crossing state lines to make sure Chief Keef can't perform, it's clear how the higher ups in Chicago feel about him. So it makes sense for him to never want to go back. I think the reason he doesn't go back is a mixture of everything. He don't want to go to jail for the warrants because there's no telling how much time is going to be added since he evaded them for 6 years. And because of the reasons we broke down in part 1. How he had a falling out with some Oblagians, and even though they made up, he doesn't know if he could fully trust them again. Plus, he's not only a target for the mayor and police, he's also a huge target for his ops.
That's pretty much the main reason why. It's kind of like pretty much common sense not to go back. Like, you got problems with 12 and they trying to lock you up, and there ain't no telling how much time they try to give you, especially since you've been gone for 6 years or whatever. So they definitely heated that they ain't never get to lock you up. And then on top of that, you may be cool with people back from your hood, but at the same time, you ain't gonna never really know 100% who to really trust if you was to go back out that way, because people might fake kick it and stuff like that and then set you up and do even more crime to you and stuff, and ultimately possibly murder you. So it ain't no telling what was going on and how motherfuckers thinking and shit that way. So I see how he is, how he feel about that, but it is what it is, though. A lot of the reason why he can't go back is due to common sense. It's no good to go back. It really ain't at all.
Keep in mind that his cousin Blood Money and his man's Capo both died while visiting Chicago. So as a multi-millionaire, why would he want to risk jail time or something worse happening just to hang out at some dirty government assisted housing? But if y'all enjoyed that video, do me a favor and smash the like button. We halfway to 100K, so make sure y'all sub. But other than that, I'm almost sizing them out.
Yep, and that's pretty much the end of the video, y'all. If y'all guys enjoyed this video as much as I did, then make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you're brand new or you've been watching videos. But also tell your family and friends to hopefully so they'll become supporters of the channel and help us get to 5K, because y'all already know we're on a big grind of 5K. But other than that, though, man, that's the end of this video, and I'm going to see y'all later on with more videos. Peace.